all right. So let's talk about this, man. I don't know. I ain't looked at the Kyler Murray video. I'm pretty sure the short. Pretty sure I'm getting no. Fuck that. I'm pretty sure it's most of that, but that's just my opinion on it. I've been wrong before plenty of times. But let's speak on Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? Carson Palmer. He retired from Cincinnati. If you don't know the history about Mike Brown, his father owned the original Browns, which I believe they are in Baltimore. All right, that's the original Browns. His father, that's where they got the name from. The Browns, Mike Brown. His father, I forget what his brother name, Paul Brown, I think his father's name. And that's where the Browns name come from his father. He was wondering what a Brown is. So back in the day, he went through a situation with Carson Palmer. Like, I believe Carson Palmer wanted to leave the Cincinnati Bengals. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to leave them. They didn't want to let him leave. And I think Arizona sent them an offer they couldn't resist. And ended up trading him. And my thing is, I know they don't want to give up Carson Palmer. They made some bad deals. Joe Burrow, they made some bad deals. I think paying T. Higgins was a bad deal. They could lose Trey Hendrickson. They could franchise him again. Really, the Bengals ain't going nowhere. Burrow's consistently hurt. They can't protect him. At this point, I think they may need to tear it down. I'm just keeping it real. They may need to tear it down. And if they're considering about, tearing it down, or maybe the Lions can make an enticing offer to get Joe Burrow, I would do it. I wouldn't willing to be trading anything not named Jahmyr Gibbs and Aiden Hutchinson. I'm willing to give up draft picks. I know Joe Burrow got injuries. We talked about that with the Pistons with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, but I believe that, the Lions could be able to keep Joe Burrow upright. I believe so. I believe they could keep Joe Burrow upright. Like I said before, I'm willing to deal anybody not name Hutch, not name Jahmyr Gibbs. If that's, Brian Branch, that's Sam Laporta, that, some of these guys in contract, I'm willing to do it. Obviously, Jared Goff, couple first-round picks, couple second-round picks. I'm going in. If I can somehow keep Gibbs, Montgomery, J-Mo, and Penisa, I'm keeping him, obviously. J-Mo, and Amara St. Brown, Isaac Tesla, you ever keep those three, you'll be okay. Defensively, you keep a Hutch, and really outside of that, Lee McNeil, they probably don't want nothing to do with Lee McNeil, you're keeping most of those, Jack Campbell, you're keeping guys like that. I'm cool. I'm willing to give up Ennis Rackstraw, Terrion Arnold. That's what it is. I figure the rest out. But I know if I can protect Burrow, I'm going to make it right. I'm going to get Mahogany back. I'm going to get, Tate Ratledge up to speed, be in the center. I'm probably going to either keep my Graham Glasgow or Miles Frazier at my right guard. We're going to get it together offensively. At that point, Taylor Decker will probably stick around for extra 2 years for Joe Burrow. At that point, hey, man, we ready to rock and roll. Fuck them picks. If I can go get a Burrow, why not? Why not? I make sure I get a serviceable backup, and I believe the alternative is to Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow. I believe the alternative is, drafting a guy. So you might want to miss the playoffs or move up the draft board. Whether it's, Dante Moore, the kid from South Carolina, the kid from Indiana, somebody that you can prep for a couple years, get them ready, and be able to hand the keys to the car to them. I think that's the more reasonable, I would say that's the more reasonable thing to do. That would be my opinion. That's the more reasonable thing to do. I think we all can agree to that. But if I would make a push for Joe Burrow. I really would. Haul the picks, few players, be done with it. Get my guy, protect him, see where we can help him physically at, nutrition-wise, come right up the street to Detroit. Why not? Why not? Get out that cold ass Cincinnati weather. Come in the dome. Come in the dome. No Diddy. No Kanye West. No Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I would do it. I know I'm extreme here. I know people say I still believe in Jared Goff. You know, hey, so be it. I don't. I liked some of the things he was doing, but when he first got here, I said, bad move. Not the worst move, because it's worked out, but LA having the same problem we had, getting over that hump. And when you don't have an arm and you don't have the legs, he don't have a strong arm. And you don't have the legs, I mean, shit. I can plug in Joe Burrow and get a championship, and then you keep him healthy, you good for the next at least 5-7 years. Already paid in the shade. You know what I'm saying? Keep him moving. Am I sitting here saying we gonna get away from what we do because we get Joe Burrow? No. We want to go back to running the football. Running the football. That's what we want to do. Run the football. And that's what we are going to do. Even with Joe Burrow. No. It's cold in here. I don't feel cold. I'm hot. Probably I was drinking that coffee. But yeah, but shit, that's what I'm on. I'm trying to find a solution. And I know y'all hopeful, y'all optimistic, we can figure it out. Yeah, okay. There's a problem here. Your quarterback has no mobility, and he has no pocket mobility. That's the bigger problem. He ain't like Drew Brees and Tom Brady and Peyton, who could slide up and out there, up in the pocket and slide over and make a throw. That's the problem. If he can just slide in the pocket and make a throw, I mean, shit, we wouldn't have a problem. We can deal with not being able to improv, but it's risk with Joe Burrow to injuries for the most part. Maybe it ain't all on the offensive line. Maybe you can do something different strength conditioning wise with them. So I don't really understand when guys have those injuries, they don't try to make an adjustment to their body. I would say, how about put some more muscle on? Especially some more lean muscle up top. Maybe down low, put more muscle on the legs. That's why I never really understand that. These guys get injured every year and their bodies look the same. No, I would have put plans on a guy like Joe Burrow just to put more muscle on. That's probably hard for a quarterback because you probably really don't want him lifting. You're probably lifting during the season like that, but we wouldn't do no extreme lifting. It'd just be maintaining what he's doing. But I think, yeah, he need to put muscle on. Yeah, the little blobby quarterbacks, they're not real muscular. You got Cam but I would probably put muscle on him. A lot of muscle on the lower body. He would get a little bit stronger in the body. Obviously he would have to throw a bunch of footballs while you lifting in the offseason a little bit heavy to keep the mechanics the same. But that's what I would do. Because it's worth the risk. So, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it ain't. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Hit the link in the description. First link, the link tree. You can find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. I appreciate the love and support. Yeah, everything's inside the link tree, man. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.